Hi, I'm Paul Psolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. Today we're going to look at Test 5, Section 2, number 24, which reads, which choice most effectively combines the underlined sentences? So we've got to find, I'm going to have to do a little scrolling here, the sentences for box 24. The idea is obviously very attractive. An obscure method of photography may be made available to many with little expense. Scrolling back up, we see our options. Answer choice A. With the idea being obviously very attractive, an obscure method of photography may be made available to many at little expense. The word with that starts off here, it makes for a little bit of an awkward sentence. So we're going to continue to look for answers for number 24. Answer choice B. The idea is obviously very attractive, an obscure method of photography may be made available to many at little expense. Now, the problem here might be your education, believe it or not. So a lot of students have heard in their English class, oh, you use a colon before a list, and that's all they think they know about the colon. Well, that's not a complete and accurate description of the colon's use. In order to get colon questions correct on SAT, you have to know the following. One, there must be a complete thought before the colon. And the second thing is the colon has to come before something you expect or before another complete thought. In other words, a colon can separate two independent clauses, two complete thoughts, two thoughts that could stand alone as their own sentence. We see an example of that here. The idea is obviously very attractive. That could be its own sentence. An obscure method of photography may be made available to many at little expense. That could be its own sentence. Looks like we found our answer. Let's look at the other answer choices. Answer choice C. An obscure method of photography may be made available to many at little expense. And the idea is obviously very attractive. When you use and to combine sentences, all it says is that two things are happening. Usually if there's a different way to combine the sentence parts, it'll show a stronger connection. So anyway, answer choice C is not right. Answer choice D, an obscure method of photography, an idea that is obviously very attractive, may be made available to many at little expense. The problem with answer choice D is you have a phrase that modifies something, but it's not next to something that it logically modifies. I'll give you a simpler example, and we'll come back to answer choice D. Here's an error in this sentence. Barking loudly, the tree had the dog's leash wrapped around it. What's it sound like is happening that's not logical there? It sounds like the tree is barking. I'll say it one more time. Barking loudly, the tree had the dog's leash wrapped around it. So instead, if you start the sentence with barking loudly, what has to follow is the dog. Barking loudly, the dog wrapped its leash around the tree. And answer choice D, an obscure method of photography, an idea. Well, an idea is not an obscure method of photography. That doesn't make sense. So answer choice D is wrong. Your correct answer is B. And once again, a colon, usually a semicolon does, but a colon could also separate two independent clauses, two clauses that could stand alone as their own sentence. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has trouble with colon usage. If there's any video you'd like to see from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, you can leave that in the comments as well. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.